The fluorescent hum of the boardroom was the only honest sound. My stomach was a sheet of glass, cold, hard, still. On the sleek mahogany table, my laptop screen pulsed with a clock, 43:08. 43 minutes until the full board saw the final slide, the one that wasn't supposed to exist. My boss, Richard, wasn't here. His email, stamped urgent off-site meeting, was the kind of performance I'd learned to read like a child's storybook, predictable, hollow, and entirely for my benefit. I pictured him now, a five-star hotel room, the stale air of corporate luxury mixed with the cheap scent of guilt. He was with Sarah, his fiance's best friend. His off-site meeting was a two-person celebration of his own small, pathetic cruelty. I adjusted the stack of presentation notes. My hands didn't shake. They hadn't for months. When Richard had first started missing Tuesdays, the lies were almost charming in their laziness. A sudden migraine, a crucial last-minute vendor call. I watched him, not with the pain of a lover, but the detached focus of a forensic accountant. The numbers never added up. The urgent calls never had a follow-up. I wasn't looking for a broken heart. I was looking for the flaw in his architecture, the fault line I could use to bring the whole structure down. The first concrete piece fell into place on a Saturday. He'd left his corporate phone unlocked on the kitchen counter. A quick scroll through his expense app, a glance at the travel and entertainment log for the quarter. The name of the luxury resort in the Seychelles was an expensive confirmation of my suspicion. Then, a quick cross-reference with Sarah's private Instagram, which wasn't private enough. The geotag was identical. The caption was saccharine. The truth was just simple mathematics. $210,480. That was the number I'd extracted. Not the cost of a fling, the cost of fraud. Richard, the pillar of our firm, had been hemorrhaging company money for his lavish little charade. And he'd tasked me, his supposed underling, with preparing the very audit that would expose him. The CFO, Mr. Harrison, leaned forward, his face a mask of polite boredom. "Miss Vance, if you could please move us along to the Q3 financial review. We're running behind." My internal clock ticked 11:05. 38 minutes. I smiled, a thin, professional line, and clicked to the next slide. My voice was calm, clear. The numbers, the actual numbers, were a sedative to the room. I took them through the profit and loss, the capital expenditures, the mundane reality of corporate finance. Every word was a calculated delay, extending the suspense, stretching the wire taut. Then I hit the final slide. The screen flashed from a pale blue graph to a stark white background. In the center, in a bold, bloodless red, were two bullet points. Unapproved discretionary expenses, $210,480. Accompanying traveler, S. Mitchell, non-employee. The air in the room died, the kind of silence that demands a body be found. Mr. Harrison's face went utterly white, his eyes fixed on the dollar amount. The chairman, a man who hadn't raised his voice in a decade, broke the quiet with a low, dangerous question. "Miss Vance, Mitchell, isn't that Sarah Mitchell?" He paused, his gaze burning into me, then the CFO. "Is she with him right now?" I didn't answer. I didn't need to. I simply held the clicker, my posture perfect, my eyes cold. Richard's downfall was on a corporate projector, a 5-act tragedy of his own design. He'd signed his own termination, his own fraud charges with every first-class ticket. He'd banked on my silence, my shame. He'd underestimated my capacity for exact, methodical ruin. It wasn't rage that filled me. It was the deep, satisfying clarity of a perfect equation solved. I watched the chairman pick up his phone, his jaw set. The destruction was already underway. The plane was already crashing. I had done my job. I had presented the truth. And now I was done with Richard's pathetic life. I closed my laptop. My exit was silent, professional, and entirely unburdened. Victory isn't loud. It's quiet. It's realizing that the people who tried to break you merely provided the blueprint for their own destruction. He never saw me coming. He never will.